Hello, hello. I don't really have much planned for today. Uh, I think this current CM is just. Hold on, let me switch. I think this current CM, like, there's not much. Like, I mean, it is just a no stopping me roulettes. And I mean, there's like you can build around a runaway. I think that's like the only thing that actually has a noticeable difference is if there's a runaway in the lobby, because the pacing up well, not pacing up the entire lobby, but like spreading out all of the Umas makes it really hard for endclosers to not only catch up with the pace chasers, but also lowers like the reliability of no stopping it because everything is so spread out. But I think those rooms aren't going to be that common outside of like maybe some sweaty round 2 lobbies and like the finals match. If you run into a Suzu and you're running like 3 endclosers, it's really hard to catch up. But it's hard to tell, like, should you or should you not be mindful of it. There just sadly just hasn't been much of a change. But I don't really, I don't know. I'm kind of phoning it in for the CM. Not phoning it in for the CM, like I think my 2 aces are decent. There's not really much I can do with the deck I have. Even though I have, Super Greek, I have Kitasen, but it's just hard to get anything better without having a second SSR speed card, so I can borrow like a maximum break Rice Shower. I'm still working on my Super Creek. So I want one for a high pace lobby, and even if it's not like a high pace lobby, I think like the build I'm going for on my Super Creek, I was kind of sad because I kind of hit it on a team trials, and I've been trying to replicate it, and it's been hard. Like I hit it on this team trials, but I was doing power inherits instead of stam, and then like I grabbed clairvoyance because it was team trials Uma, and I've just been chasing this, except with like 100 more stam instead of power. And then obviously like grabbing no stopping me and like actual skills rather than just team trial stuff. But I've been chasing this, which has been kind of annoying. I think it's doable. There's still like a week left, I think, right? It starts on the 12th. Well, registration opens up on the 8th, right? And then 4 days. So it should be the 12th when the CM actually starts. So it's like a week and a couple of days, 9 days. I have like 20-ish more attempts. Really sad that I hit the... I thought it was like I hit the roll on this run. I was like, oh, it can't be that hard to do it. But I have been gluing a lot of Super Creeks. I kind of had to give up on Rice Shower. I just don't think my deck is good enough. Like I can hit the stats and everything. It's just not strong enough. And I don't want to throw in a Rice Shower that can't win. So maybe another CM when I actually have cards. But I don't know. Watching like CM, like there's not really much more testing to do unless somebody, well, for me personally at least, for me to like say what I think about the CM or like how it would play out. Unless somebody like finds an insane strategy in the next couple of days. We're trying it for a Brian. I have a Brian, and it's like, it's fine. I just think late surgers are just like in a terrible spot, right? Maybe I should have made her yeah, I probably should have made her a pace chaser instead, but I didn't really want to play around with it. 'Cause I felt like it was harder for her to be on pace, but I think pace would have a higher win rate. I just went late surger because I don't, once again, I don't have like a good speed setup, so I was using Aishin Flash, I wanted to try pace or late, but yeah, it's just like she lives. It's just she never wins. She does win off of a Russian Gale proc, which is like the only way she can win at this point. I think she hit like maybe like 1 out of 40 rooms. She'll hit a no stopping me that actually beats out a gold ship. But like in terms of consistency, like without Russian Gale, like it's like 1 to 10, right? Like for every 9 gold chips that wins, this Brian on Late Surger can win. I just think Late Surgers just don't have enough strength for a long track right now. I don't think they would have enough strength until Symbolic Chris S. Which I won't ever... I'm not gonna... I don't recommend pulling for it because... Actually, let me just move my whole thing over. I don't recommend pulling for Symbolic Chris S because I just don't think there's enough long tracks, right? Like, I don't think it's worth grabbing stuff for long tracks. When... I mean, even, like, after... Okay, the Arima Keenan doesn't count. The Arima Keenan is, like, a fake long. But... It's like... There's, like, one long when... During, Man. I think this is the first CM after the 3rd scenario is a long track, right? We're going... which I don't think Symboli is even out then. And then after that, there's like 2 long tracks, right? For the rest of the year. Which is when... Where is she? Like when Symbolic Chris S releases. 10/18. Right. There's 2 long tracks, actually. There's 2 long track... Okay, there's 3 long tracks after Symboli releases. Or Symboli Chris S releases. Yeah, like, I'd rather you set up your deck to be able to borrow this card. Also, it's just, like, a bad card. Like, you'd have to max limit break it, and max limit breaking this makes no sense. Like, it's a bad card at level 30. It's not even that great of a card at level 50, but it does give you Lose Yourself as a... This only works on Late Surgers, but that is the instant acceleration that they're missing. 4th or lower. It does take a stam drain, but hopefully by then, like, the rest of your deck is good. But this is like a straight up a borrow card. Yeah, like it's a decent enough card. Like as your only, well, actually it might be hard if it's your only stam card on the long track, because you might need a recovery skill. But this is definitely a borrow angle. But this is the skill that Late Surgers are missing for long tracks. Which is just like, I mean, 0.5 second, or 1.5 seconds of 0.4 acceleration is like 60%, 40 to 60%, I don't know what the math is on it. What is 0.9 of 1.5? Whatever, it's a little bit stronger than Encroaching Shadow, but it comes with that 2% stam drain. What's the Giga Sweaty team comp? I think it is just Runaway, Front Runner, Pace Chaser. And you just cram as much mid-race as possible. I think Gacha's team is really good. Actually, I don't know if I have his full team. Actually, I think I might have his full team in my... I think I downloaded his full team. What if you don't have Suzu? Run endcloser and pray. I think, like, I don't have Suzu either, which is why I consider myself a jobber for this, because it's really hard to... Like, I think that's, like, the only thing you can do outside of just running endclosers. I do have this whole team. Like, I think... But, like, this is obviously, like, pretty unachievable. Like, I don't know how many people here have this deck, right? But I think this is, like... Actually, I don't think Special Week is the best pace that you could use here. I definitely think, like, Daiwa Front and Suzu is very strong. But if you build and assume another, Sweat will bring a Suzu. I think, like, you should still bring a Pace Chaser. Like, I don't really like the 3-end idea. Mainly because anyone that you morph into Endcloser has a hard time pushing up, right? But I don't think, like, 3-end is realistically trolling. I think, like, this CM, I mean, Like, not gonna lie, like I've been seeing people like post their builds and stuff around, like not in like actual competitive channels, but like in casual channels, and I think a lot of it is just gonna come down to stat checking. It's only against like these sweaty lobbies, like Group A finals, if you face up against a sweat, I don't think 3 end is the strongest. How's my creek doing right now? Not that good. Nah, still not that good. I think I accidentally glued the one that I would, like my strongest one too, during the trainer transfer event. But I have like 20 more borrows on it. I'm working on CM7 stuff now. Which I do kind of want to do a little bit talk on for CM7. Why am I stuck? Like I just want to do like a quick pass over what I think is viable for CM7. Hello? Okay. Let me restart my game. That's funny. Oh yeah. Let me see here. Actually, I should probably just highlight the one that we're currently on. Let me do that right now. How do I do a border again? Is it like this? That's not how I wanted to do it. Clear that. There we go. So yeah. We have what, a medium into a Lyrium Makina and sprint dirt. Oh, is the game down? Right now. It's fine. CM7 is not redshift now. I wouldn't really try to do redshift. You can inherit shooting. I think it's going to be kind of hard to get into the like 3rd and 4th place for it. I don't think I have. I think I accidentally glued it. But I've been struggling hitting the like the stats that I want on it. Just been getting unlucky with my trainings. Okay, let me just pivot over to the CM7 stuff. Yeah, so like you can inherit shooting, right? It does activate, like shooting just activates at a pretty good time. It's just the conditions for shooting is pretty bad, right? You have to be 4th or 3rd, and I think a lot of people are going to be angling for this. So you're gonna like mid race is going to be very important to push up. I think like more people would be running, well, I don't know. I always say that like, oh yeah, there's going to be a lot of fronts, but even on a mile, there wasn't that many fronts. Like, it's a fine line that you have to what's the word? Tread. Because it's 3rd through 4th, so you need 2 people in front of you, but if everyone's going for shooting for victory, then you need mid-race to beat out the people into 4th place. I think like two front Taiki should be one of the stronger comps. But I think a lot of people, like, I mean, this is a medium track as well, so there could also just be like double dom, like single ace, which is something you have to be mindful of. But if you inherit shooting, let's just put Summer Maru here. Right, if you inherit shooting, why can't I find redshift? Shift. Right, redshift, activate, well, unless you're somehow not top 5, I guess, but if you are top 5 and it activates exactly at the final corner, like, it's 10 meters too short. So I wouldn't inherit redshift. I think also on a medium track, like, being below, I mean, I guess you can like go for like the, you know, the iron into redshift dream, right? The instant iron into the redshift, but I think like generally you shouldn't be inheriting redshift. I'm doing, yeah, I think Pace Maro is it's going to be slightly off meta, right? But her conditions is just top 5, which is a lot, you know, top 5 to first, and then she can use a little bit. That's where I guess I can remove shooting on one of them, right? Like, she gets a little bit of acceleration. It's not that strong, which is why I want to inherit shooting for victory. But I do think I'm just going to do double ace Dominator is my plan. And I think both my aces are just going to be pace chasers. Because I think it's very likely that... Where is she? That Ogre Cap releases during the CM. So I'm going to have Maru pace and then I'm going to throw an Ogre Cap. Because a 2,000 meter... is really good for 777s, right? 777s activates at the 223 meter mark, right? 777s is made for, well, no, it's like the final corner or 2023 is right around where Redshift procs, so she gets the, I guess it's like exactly where the final corner starts, right? 223 is right here. It's 2 meters before the final corner starts. So you get a little bit of acceleration, you get the target speed to push up. Pure Heart. No, it's just gonna be Pure Heart and shooting, and then the other ones I'm going for, because I think Swinging Maestro activates around here, is Corner Recovery. And then well, actually, I'm making her a pace chaser, so like I can also, you know, take not Gormand. What's Gormand's? Hydrate. Like Hydrate, Pure Heart. Pure Heart's a little awkward because she has to be 2 through 4, so I don't even know if I want to inherit Pure Heart. Like, I think it's just gonna be Hydrate, Corner Recovery, and then what's Race Planner's white? Her preferred position. And then there's like what, 777s? Like, yeah, I think you have a lot of options on pace for Ogre. I don't think on a 2,000 meter there's realistically I think pace... actually, maybe front runner's her strongest. Because you can get, what, Moxie, Corner Recovery, Angling and Scheming, 777s. I'm gonna build her as pace because I'm not gonna build a front runner. But maybe front runner's stronger here. I don't think late or end closers are ever stronger on this track. Because you really want 777s to be your last proc. Front runner could work. Moxie Corner 777s. And then inherit Angling. I think it'd be annoying to get her front runner up. What is her front runner? I never look at Christmas Ogre's front runner aptitude. Oh, F? Yeah, that might be a little hard. I guess that's not like impossible. Yeah, it might not be worth doing it. Sometimes like it's stronger, right? Like here, getting Angling over anything else would be strong because you get so much. You get mid race on the 777 proc and acceleration into Angling. But I think it's too hard to train up a front runner, Christmas Ogre. What's the minimum stam with that recovery? I think I would say like probably you can probably get away with like 800. It depends on what position you're playing. Like I think 800's fine if you're not playing pace. You do have to kind of be worried about nice nature, right? Like I think there's gonna be a lot of people, not a lot of people, but I think a lot of rounds people will be bringing nice natures, so you kind of want to have something to deal with that, especially the earlier rounds. I mean, if you only care about the finals and you don't think people are gonna bring murmurs, then it's fine. Also, when it's like if there's more front runners, it's a lot harder for like because everyone's so spread out. It's only like when there's a solo frontrunner or like no frontrunners that murmurs get activated a lot. So if you're running like double front, you can probably get away with out grabbing recoveries. I would say like 800, 400 is probably good. What impact does soft or rain have? It has an impact on power. So if we go here into the data mine, where is it? Sorry, I don't have this whole thing memorized. So it's a power modifier. Rain I don't think affects anything. It's just the ground modifier that has something. So it's minus 50 power for the whole track. I don't think rain does anything. I think rain is just the green skill. But when you do like, well, actually I don't think you have to do your calculations. I think you can just put it on soft and then it'll calculate lower power for you. The gold ship doesn't have spurt. Does it change that much? So spurt is awkward to value, like especially if you're trying to use a simulator for it. I usually like I never put my stuff through the simulator. Spurt has a weird like thing because it enables no stopping me, right? Like if you imagine on a race, if you hit spurt and the person in front of you, like the people in front of you don't hit something like spurt, like because you're accelerating so much faster than them, you can catch up to them and then hit no stopping me. And because it's like the instantaneous point too, like I know I've been seeing, well, I mean even I said it for CM2 that spurt's value is on average 200 power, but it just has a little bit more interest. Okay, I'm using a word that's too big for me to speak right now. It's a little bit more in depth to value spurt because the goal of spurt is to just accelerate to the person in front of you to hit no stopping me. Like you don't care that like 200 power over the entire acceleration phase is valued more. Spurt just allows you to push up to the person in front of you and then hopefully hit no stopping me off of it. I wouldn't say that like your horse is glue without it, but that is like the value of spurt when we have something like no stopping me. The green skills remove the power debuff. No, it just adds on top of it. So like you have minus 50 from soft, and then you'll get plus 40 from wet conditions. What's the one? Yeah, wet conditions. I should probably like actually have the correct. Let me save the actual correct stuff on it. But yeah, I think I'm doing Pace Maru and then some other fodder that I'm gonna replace with Christmas Ogre. And then throw in a Dominator. I do think fronts are very strong. Fronts have always been very strong. It's just you need the deck to support it. Yeah, I've been spending a lot of time trying to get the Christmas Ogre. Like right now, I'm trying to get in my legacies. Oh my gosh. Favorite icons. The looping has been so mind-numbing. For finals, should I just switch to double Dom Christmas Ogre? It depends on what my win rate of Pace Maru is. I want Pace Maru to like actually work because I brought her for CM1, but I didn't get Gourmand, which made me feel really bad. And hopefully I have more time next month. This week should be the last week where like I'm actually a jobber and I had to like focus on my job. I think I'm done with the project at the end of this week, so hopefully I can actually play more of this game. But right now I'm trying to loop the Ignite Stam. This thing is such a pain to get in the Legacy. But yeah, I'm trying to loop Ignite Stam and Uma Stan. Those are like the only two skills that I am like hyper focusing on into my legacies, because like this skill is so annoying to get because like you have to have like, I feel like I've been losing so many races. Like, I mean, I lost the finals because I was fishing for the skill, at least for the first, for the initial, like, looping phase. I'm just fishing for the skill. But hopefully, like, once I get it on all my legacies, I don't have to actually chase the explosions anymore. And I can just, like, glue the parent runs that don't hit it off of inspiration. Is my plan. To get Ignite, the Burning Stam. But yeah, I am sadly going to pivot into a Christmas Ogre meta slave. And then I'm looping it on Super Creek and Tachyon right now. So I've been working on like the Tachyon, hopefully to get Uma Stan and the Burning Stam lights. And then actually working on the CM stuff. Gonna do all this just for them to release Evo sooner, and then I can never bring Christmas Ogre again. Yeah. That's like the one thing why I'm like kind of like I obviously I'm gonna pull for Christmas Ogre. Like that's what I've been saving all my carrots for. I think I have like 60k now. But I'm like a little I've just been hesitant on like my reviews in general because I just don't know when like Evos are coming out. They could have like there is possible that just comes earlier. Like hopefully not at the first Annie. I feel like that's way too early. Like I'm fine with it coming at the fourth scenario, the 1.5 Annie. I think Mant is already gonna like shift a lot of metas because a lot of people should be able to hit good stats. Like, we shouldn't realistically be seeing stat-checky CMs anymore. Obviously, getting, like, 4 stats to 1200 is hard, but I think it's very possible for, like, a free-to-play account to hit 3 stats to 1200. And I think that already augments the CMs a lot. So, my like, hope is that it comes out in the 4th Annie, just so it's more fun. Yeah, hopefully Auto Run comes out during Mant. Why do I want Ignite Stam? Ignite Stam's really good for Ogre because it activates at a random time during the mid-race, and it has no other conditions with it. It's like one of the best ones to have as one of your 3. I don't think it's necessary. Like, if you're playing her as pace, like, you can just grab the pace stuff and be fine. But because it has no positioning requirement, it doesn't even have, like, a certain style requirement. Ignite Stam is, like, one of the best... Well, actually, it is just single-handedly the best one of like the best recovery skills for Ogre, because you know it either procs at the start of the middle leg and is counted for her skill. What is it called? Miracle Run? Right? I mean, I guess you can use the like any early race stuff as well, but even if it the latest it can activate is 1 meter before the final race, which is like, you know, what is this? 5 seconds? A 5-second 0.3 acceleration is extremely strong. So like you don't really care where it activates, but you would prefer it to activate later. So like let's say for this Tokyo's 200,000 meter, like 777s activates here, but Burning Spirit activates after. That just means your Ogre is activating her skill at a better time. So it's just like, it's just her best one. I don't think it's like, I mean, it's worth going for, right? Because of the potential, like 777s activate it. Ogre activating her unique on 777s on a 2,000 meter isn't that bad, but if it activates after, it's even better. I just have time because I think I'm just going to jobber this and... Well, not jobber this, but I'm going to just throw in a Dominator so I don't have to train 3 aces. Like, once I get a Maru with, like, medium S and enough mid-race, I'm going to throw in, like, a jobber 2nd ace and then spend all the time on Christmas Ogre. Hopefully have the Christmas Ogre in time for finals. I got a little distracted. But yeah, CM7, I do think, like, I mean, I guess I didn't show, like Taiki has a very good shooting for victory proc, right? Like it's... What is this? 30 meters after? 30 meters after the late race starts? I think the only issue with, like, I don't want to rate Taiki that high. Also, just, I'm personally not running Taiki again. Is if, you know, because the positions is 4th through 3rd, it's very likely that she gets bullied out of it. Especially if people, like, actually show up and bring front runners now that we have taken the lead. I don't want to, like, discredit her. Like, she's still strong because shooting activates so late. But she's not, like, as strong as she was on the mile. I mean, mine was pretty weak. Because her potential skills only work on miles. So I think the average Taiki that you see won't be as strong on this track. But her unique is very good. I have a list of specific parents that I think people should have or work towards. I mean, it's just like, I think like the best thing to do is just have a set. Like have a set for each distance. It's a lot easier when you're only like playing 1 or 2 styles. But I think it's a lot better to have like a set for each distance. There's nothing really that to say that like people should work towards. I think like obviously if you're a late surger, you should try to make Ryan and Dober parents. Front runners obviously Sei and Sky. It's hard to value Maru, Zensky, and Taiki Shuttle. Because I think all like the upcoming CMs right now, none of them really work. Right? Maru doesn't work here. Or I guess Taiki works here. Arima Keenan, Maru and Taiki don't work. Sprints, it doesn't work because it's a final straight. The dirt track, I actually don't know what the dirt track is. I can't remember. Yeah, they don't work. Or I guess Taiki herself works a little. Not that well. This long track, it doesn't work on. So I would say that like normal outfit Maruzensky and Taiki aren't the best, like what you want to work on right now. Let me see. Yeah, even Nakayama 2000 meter, like the next 1, 2, 3, the next 7, or sorry 6. I think obviously Maruzensky is gonna work in the Taurus Cup, since they're just rerunning the CM1. But the next 2, 4, the next 6, Maruzensky doesn't work. The next one, Taiki kind of works as an inherit. So I would just focus on just getting the white skills on people. We're getting close to Taurus again. Are we? We've done 5. There is 1, 2, 7. After Libra, we're halfway done with the signs, and we're gonna loop back to the Tokyo Derby. It's kind of funny. How good is all I've got? Is that the last spurt skill? This is the one that is before prepare to die. This is prepare to die, right? Wait, sorry. What's the... Oh, okay, yeah. Prepare to die. Okay, sorry. I don't know. I still don't have all the translated ones memorized. Come what may. It's okay. I think last spurt stuff are a little bit weaker than mid-race stuff, and like right now we are kind of like in SP like drought. I think there's too many skills to pick up that you won't have SP for. But it's not that bad. It's T-Pulse, right? Like if you have it offered, it's Triumphant Pulse. A little weaker than Triumphant Pulse, right? Triumphant Pulse is a 0.25 for 3 seconds on Inherit. 0.25 for 3 seconds. So it's a little weaker than... Oh, God. Prepared to die. It's a little weaker than T-Pulse, so it's not like that bad. Obviously don't grab it as a front runner, but if you're like a late surger or maybe a pace chaser, it's fine to grab if you have nothing better. The gold skill is going to be in the force scenario, and I think it comes from Tachyon. And this is pretty strong there, since you no longer have the Araharu random skill points, and we also just get more skill points in general in the fourth one. But it's a good skill at gold. White, it's fine if you have nothing better to buy. What are the stat thresholds for CM7? I actually don't know. I haven't checked. Let me see. You can check through Game Tora. So we go here, we go to Tokyo. Is it Tokyo? Yes. Tokyo 2000s. None? Okay. Maybe that's why I don't know, because there isn't any. But I would really recommend trying to get higher wit. I think when it's like a 2000 meter and you don't have to invest as much into stam, wit is a really good thing to pump into. Though I think 800 power is a little low, right? This is not a 2000. Okay, let me just go back to my old one. Right, because hitting Excel will always be more important than raw power. Let's say this is 1200 power without shooting. Right, the shooting just overtakes it. I guess they're both dying. Is what it's telling me. Okay. Let me move these to 800. I guess I'd have to drop their wit. It's kind of even. I don't know. I prefer a little bit more wit, especially once we add more skills into this list. Like, I'd prefer more wit over power, especially since like Araharu, like wit training in Araharu feels a lot better than not. Like pressing the wit training when you don't have, like, during the first 2 years feels a lot better than doing the other trainings. But it is a little bit more high rolly, trying to, like, you know, generate the Unity trainings on wit and then using the explosions on the other stats. It's just, I think they will just be stronger if you're able to bring wit cards. Obviously, okay, and then, so that's for front and pace. I realize I haven't talked about the other ones. I mean, all you really have is, as a late surger, is Ryan's unique, right? Major Orion, where Let's Pump Some Iron. Activates at a really good time, just, you know, have to be 6th place. It's not really much else to talk about late surgers. You just have Let's Pump Some Iron. Dober does release. Oh, they still don't have Dober. Dober does release before the CM. Dober releases before the CM, but her unique can't be used for this. Or at least her unique inherit. It doesn't even matter. You don't even need to be making a parent for this because you can't use the unique. It activates at the final corner. So we can look at Dober here. Right? Dober's unique activates... Let me delete Shooting for Victory. Dober's unique activates where Shooting for Victory would activate. Or, sorry, Redshift would activate. At the final corner. So even if you had time to prep for it, it's not worth going for. It's because one of her conditions is... as long as it's the final corner, it can activate during the mid-race. And this is just one of the tracks that she's not good at. Should be in the same vein as running like Pace Maru if you ran her, because she has to be 6th or 5th. Where is she? Dober. Because this one here says that it can happen in a mid-race during the final corner, and this one says that it can happen during the late race. No, the mid-race corner has to be the final corner. So if this was like a longer track, then it would activate at. I'm sorry. If this was a longer track, then it would activate at a better time. Like the Derby, it activates at the correct timing. It's just when it's shorter than like I think a 2200 it works on. I'd have to double check. Hold up. Oh, this is a weird 2200. Oh. Hanshin. Okay, that's what I need to look for. Hanshin. Yeah, so like this, like the Hanshin 2200 it works for. It's just the 2000 medium tracks. It's a little awkward and because it activates, because the corner is during the mid race and Dober's unique activates during the mid race. So you don't want to inherit this thing. You can run it. It's very similar to running like Taiki for the last mile race, where you can use like 50 meters of it, which isn't the greatest, but especially since like if you are using this, it's really hard to position for the 6th place. Okay, somebody told me that I could I could write the English names for this, but I cannot. But like if you are using Dober's unique or Dober in general, I think you're gonna get pushed out of 6th place, right? Because you can only activate her unique from 6th or 5th, and if you activated her unique, it's really hard to stay in 6th place. I guess if you were 6th place this entire stretch for the entirety of 100 meters, then you can hit Let's Pump Some Iron on top of your unique. So maybe you want to inherit it, but it's not that strong. That's it for late surgers. Late surgers, you just have Let's Pump Some Iron. Maybe you can do like Iron into shooting, since the final corner does last. I mean, you'd have to move up to 4th place in like 10 meters for it to have any value, because there isn't a hill here or anything. You'll accelerate to your top speed if you hit an acceleration skill right away. Pretty fast. I guess I should put this on late. Right, so I think Ryan could be fine just as a ace herself because of the acceleration. It's just 6th place is such a strict requirement. Endclosers don't really have anything. I mean, you can go for, let's pump some iron into like shooting. But I think it's hard to climb up, especially when people are now starting to get more mid-race on their Umas through the Haru scenario, just because of all the random hints that you get. We've just been seeing more mid-race on general Umas. No Stopping Me, I mean, is also real. I guess you have that access to that. Everyone spreads out, 100 meters before the late race. So we will be fully spread out by the time the late race starts. So it is a gambly Excel that you can pick up. So you can go for No Stopping Me. I think the value of other skills is better than spending 300 SP on it, but you can use it in this. Gold Ship Double Dom. Like there could, I think something that's somewhat viable is like running, I don't know, Double Dom, and then you try to hit No Stopping Me off of one of them. But No Stopping Me is always inconsistent when the final leg isn't, or sorry, the final corner isn't in the late race. Which is why, like, this, or the long CM's and No Stopping Me roulette, but the mile one, like, maybe you saw a No Stopping Me win, like, once every couple of rooms, or once every couple of races. I mean, it was the only way my Haru won, so I can't say that, like, it's a completely useless skill. But it's like, actually, it's probably more consistent than my Russian Gale Brian. It's just gambly on tracks that have the final corner in the mid race, but you can run it. Actually, I don't think the other 3 skills aren't that useful. I guess unless you want clairvoyance instead for some reason. Dominator is real. You know, that will always be something that medium tracks have. And a Dominator hit will always be about a length loss. So if a Dominator is in the lobby and you aren't running your own Dominator, they just have a length gap on you. Well, unless the Dominator misses. Or like they missed the wit check on the Dominator, is what I meant to say. Is McQueen a viable inherit? McQueen's is actually pretty good here, is it not? Duty of Dignity calls. Because it activates into the... Actually, yeah, McQueen's is actually pretty good here. I should probably loop that in. Oh, I don't like how it doesn't show. Well, let me take out shooting. Right, because it overlaps into the late race, you can use it as speed carryover. It's like 100% consistent for speed carryover. Yeah, Duty's probably a really good pickup if you are a pace chaser. I think it's really hard as a late surger to be in the position to use it. Sorry, or a front runner. If you're a pace chaser or a front runner, I think it's good. I think it's really hard to use as a late surger unless you're running like a 0 stam Dominator or something. Killer Tunes. Yeah, all the Final Corner stuff is good. Actually, Killer Tunes isn't Final Corner, right? Killer Tunes is random. What's the Final Corner one? Speedstar? Yeah, Speedstar might also be good. Hold on, let me refresh this. Speedstar. Alright, because Speedstar is a random time in the Final Corner. I guess you're really banking that it activates in the first half of the corner rather than the late half. Yeah, that Speedstar's a little awkward because it's a randomized in the final corner. If it hits as soon as the in this like 50-meter gap, it's a little awkward for pace chasers. But Duty I think is actually really good. I didn't think about that. Wait, now yeah, maybe once I'm done with my looping, I'll do like a McQueen and something else because I'm running double pace. I think is my comp, double pace Dominator. Duty's actually really good here. Yeah, I think any pace or any front runner like kind of really wants Duty of Dignity calls because it's 0.15 meters of instant, quote unquote instant acceleration because of speed carryover. Oh, true. Yeah, if there's a runaway, it kills the proc rate. That does make it a little awkward. I think for front runners, you should still be able to proc Duty of Dignity calls unless the entire room is front pace. Like I think if there's a single Dominator, a front runner should proc T time no matter what. But pace, it might get a little iffy. Yeah, late surgers, I think if there's a runaway in your lobby, it kind of kills T time because there's no way you're top 30 if there's a runaway on late surger. What about operas? What is opera's skill called? It's probably just this dance. There we go. On the final corner and you're fourth and there's somebody in front of you or behind you. Yeah, that's... Is final corner or is final corner and beyond? Okay, no, this is final corner and beyond. 6 seconds. As a front runner, I think it's a little awkward. I guess if you're second, it can be used. But it looks fine. Right? Just because it's somebody behind you or somebody in front of you. I guess that it's fine no matter what. Most likely you trigger it as you're triggering anchors though, right? What am I trying to do? I think it's hard to utilize it consistently as speed carryover, but I think it can work. Why can't I find it? This dance. Oh, there's two T's, right? Just somebody behind you or somebody in front of you as I highlight the other options. It can work, especially if it activates prior. I think because as long as it activates prior to the late race, it will always be speed carryover, even if it activates as soon as possible. Yeah, runaway. I think also runaway is very real here. You just win off the unrestrained proc. Alright, if we go for Suzuka, like you should just be able to get unrestrained. Groundworks, taking the lead. Runaway and like a cheap, like a ball runner. Or actually it's a left-handed. Is this one left-handed? Oh, it is left-handed. Wait, what? 1, 2. I have 3 skills. Why isn't groundworks working? Okay, whatever. Let's throw in the wet conditions. Right? I think concentration is going to be too expensive to buy. I think you should... I think, like, realistically, you kind of need unrestrained. I guess you need angling. But I feel like concentration's too expensive. What's the SAM? Like 800, right? Maybe a little bit more. But yeah, like having groundworks and taking the lead is very good. Wouldn't concentration be too expensive? Like, shouldn't you just be spending spending the SP on like mid-race and stuff? But yeah, I think like unrestrained and angling is a lot of acceleration, right? Because it's on the final corner, like anywhere it procs, unless it procs like right away or a little too late. Actually, even if it procs really late, it's not that bad. I think Suzuka actually has a really good chance to win this. Yeah, like I wouldn't buy concentration on your Suzuka. Like I think, well, I mean, I wouldn't buy wet conditions. I think like left-handed runaway, taking the lead, groundworks, and then like obviously buy angling and unrestrained as your like this. I think this is like the minimum, unless you get something cheaper than left-handed. I don't think you can afford groundworks, or not groundworks, concentration. I think you have to go for mid-race. Any friends can use the Suzuka speed card. Yeah, unrestrained is pretty good. I thought it was on the... Oh, it is on Suzuka speed. Man, I hate front runners. What's your window? It's like 250 to... You have like a 60% chance for it to proc at a good time during the final corner. That's pretty good odds. Like I think the max you wanted to proc is like 1400. And like the minimum it can proc is like 1300. Because if it procs too late, it's not good. Let me think. Okay, actually, okay, if it procs at the earliest of the final corner, it's not that strong. Why can't I drag this? Let me move you. Right? If it activates over here, no, you still gotta use it. Then I guess you don't really mind if it activates right away. Right? Like, you don't really... you kind of mind. So you want to activate at... probably around, like, halfway, which is, like, here. 270? Oh, this is so annoying. Let me move you. 270 to probably around... yeah, it's like 100 meters of the final corner. Okay, maybe 60% is too high. It's like a 40% good proc rate. Yeah, it might be worth borrowing Suzu for front runners. Because it's not like fine motion gives, or nice nature wit gives you a good skill. You would just have to have your own wit cards, hopefully. If Evas come out early, which Uma benefits the most? There's something that's like strong, off the top of my head at least. Like, nobody who got Evos became extremely strong. It more so just leveled the playing field. Yeah, I think it like more so leveled the playing field. Like, some of the strong ones didn't stay as strong, and some of the stronger ones that were already strong still stayed pretty strong. Yeah, no, you have to be first. Wait, what? You have to be first. Okay, you scared me. I was like, what? Yeah, I feel like it's a little awkward actually to run on a front runner in case there's a runaway. Because if you're not running a runaway and you get... or I guess just blockers in general are going to be strong, right? Well, I say blocker. Suzuka, just by herself, just warped the meta of front runners. That's so funny. It's definitely possible to overtake them. Like, it's only like the really strong Suzus that are hard to overtake. So I think like you should still buy Unrestrained on your front runner, even if you're not running like a Suzu or something. You just have to be wary of a very strong Suzu. Yeah, Suzu's really strong here because it's a 2,000 meter. I don't know, maybe people will start bringing nice... The issue is that because Suzu paces up the lobby, it's really hard for a nice nature to get blocked for a murmur. Right? Because everyone's so spread out because of how far ahead Suzu is. It's really hard to fulfill the block front condition. And there's no way you're catching the Suzu with an all-seeing eyes. If the Suzu hits unrestrained and angling, there's like no way you're gonna hit it with all-seeing eyes, and if you are in the position to hit him with all-seeing eyes, they probably just lost because they got a really bad unrestrained proc. So there's not really much counter to it besides praying that she doesn't run well. Is how I'll say it. Because yeah, if it hits a good unrestrained proc and a good angling proc, like, it's really hard to catch up. It just supplements so much of the speed that she's missing. But I still think like I don't think like the average Suzu is that strong. But somebody with like a half SSR deck could probably win pretty consistently with it, or at least a lot more consistent than the last mile CM. I think you still need a good unrestrained proc. It's just the window for the unrestrained on this track is like 3 times bigger than the window for the mile one. Just because like you don't need that great of a proc. It's entirely dependent on how much mid-race you can cram into this with all with like, because I think this is the minimum that you need. I don't think you can afford concentration. That's just too much SP. Like, concentration is where... How much is concentration? Concentration. Right, 140 plus... It's 280. That's like 2 skills I have to give up. Like, let's assume you get focus hints. That's 2 mid-race skills you give up for concentration. I think the main thing is just trying to get the medium corner straights and the front runner corner straights. Yeah, I don't really have a tier list because, like, I never make tier lists because I think if it's like I think Suzu is in a tier of her own if you had a fully maxed out whale deck, and like she's also just F tier if you don't have the deck to support it. So I don't realistically like tier lists, but all I really do is just say, like, for certain positions, this is what Excel you have access to. How much stam do I think people will need? I think you should try to aim for like around 800, which is very doable, right? Like, I think 800 is fine. You can probably go a little, like 800, 400. I think it's worth running Rico still, just because it makes training a lot easier if you have her. Let me see. Like, I mean, obviously this is a little bit higher roll, but 800 should be fine. This is running like 3 with 2 speed. Something like around this line for a medium track would be fine. Maybe a little bit more stam than I did, because I think I had really bad... My inherits were all power, which is a little greedy. But somewhere like 700... Obviously, Super Creek has a recovery skill, so it's a little lower. That's a team trial Luma. But I think 800's a good number to aim for. You know, you can drop it a little lower if you have a recovery skill. Unless you're worried about nice nature. Obviously, if there's a nice nature, then you'll have to add more stam or a recovery skill. I always do pace. I will never build a front runner unless it's a blocker, which I will no longer do because I don't think blockers are necessary anymore. Unless I need to bring a runaway. But I don't think blockers are necessary anymore for any track. Front Ogre. There could be a track where Front Ogre is actually good on. I mean, actually, this track, Front Ogre might be a little stronger than Pace, depending on how many front runners there are. Since 777s would act as a mid race to try to push up to first. I'm not gonna do that. Someone like Mayano who has a B endcloser, is it worth bringing it up to A with Sparks? I think it's kind of worth bringing up to A. It's not like mandatory. Like, I think you can get away with a B endcloser, but you just need one endcloser spark in your grandparents. Like, I don't think it's that hard. So, like, you can just have 1 star of endclosers in a grandparent. Like, because it's like a 20% nerf on your wit, right? Or is it 10%? 15%? That's a lot when you're already nerfed by not being gold chip as an endcloser. It's not even rushing, it's that mid-race... It's the mid-race randomness that I'm always, like, worried of when you drop your distance proficiency that low. That's not the right one. Right, this randomness per section. Just because, like, you're already on 400 wit, and this, like, this equation, because it's a logarithmic equation, like, the lower the wit, the more it hurts, rather than, and, like, the higher the wit, the less it matters. But, like, when you're below, like, 300 wit, off of being a B distance, like this hurts a lot more for the min that you can run. I think this is like the biggest thing because the track is just so long, right? Like because the track is so long, this hurts more when you constantly low roll. And you'll just be like pretty far behind. It's a 15% modifier. Okay. So if you had like 400 wit, right, and you minus 15% from it, you're at 300 something. What is it? 60 minus 60. Actually, 340 is, yeah. I'm saying like B is kind of copable. 340 isn't the worst. 340 versus like 400 wit. Which is why I'm saying like it's not mandatory, but it's definitely nice having 40 more wit to the randomness per section. The end skill bursts, yeah. Also, like, yeah, obviously, end straightaways, end corners, and straightaway spurt hints are always nice. Like, I don't think it's that. I mean, I guess it's a little close to the start of the CM now. Maybe it's hard to make a legacy that has a grandparent and closer spark. But when you're going from B to A and you only need 1 star, like, it shouldn't be. It's not like the hardest thing to do, so it's worth doing. Alright, I think that covers everything for CM7, or at least my initial thoughts on it. I haven't done practice rooms for it, but I think I have good understanding of this game. Yeah, runaway, I think frontrunners are strong. Taiki can be strong, just have to be worried about, because frontrunners are strong, it just depends on how many people actually run fronts, to whether or not you can actually be 3rd or 4th place. Late surgers, you have Ryan. And that's it. You have Ryan, I guess. End closers, you have Ryan. Or late surgers and end closers, you have Ryan, and maybe like a Ryan into shooting could be possible. But it's hard. Yeah, Taiki just has an awkward line to walk around, because it's 2 positions, which is why I'm just gonna do a pace Maru, since redshift is 1st through 5th, and then hopefully with redshift, I can push up to 4th place if I'm 5th, or I don't need shooting if I'm already that high up. But I do think frontrunners are very strong, right? It's just there's so many things that you need to do to be 1st place. End is cooked. Yeah, I'd say so. I think closers just don't actually get that much support. In general, for like shorter tracks. I guess, you know, Taishin has Encroaching Shadow. But Encroaching Shadow on a card takes so long to come out. Like, this is the first instance of Encroaching Shadow on a card. Hishi Amazon. And then what? Narita Taishin. I think Mr. CB Wit kind of helps on, like, longer... Like, the Derby, I think Mr. CB Wit helps on. And, like, obviously long tracks and closers are still somewhat strong. Though, once Mr. CB Wit releases, Kitas and Black's in the game, and Saiyan Sky Ballroom's in the game, so frontrunners have a chance in long tracks, which also kind of cook end closers. But like I think that's another reason why. Well, I mean, it all depends. All my assumptions are like based on people like actually running what is strong. But I think for 2 CMs in a row, I've been kind of wrong because I always assume there's going to be front runners, and no one plays fronts. But Saiyan Sky, Ballroom, and Kitas and Black, on top of Mant like giving out so many stats, should let frontrunners play on long tracks. Which is why I think Mr. CB Wit is kind of mandatory, because if the long tracks eventually evolve into having 2 front runners, you kind of need a lot of mid race to push up. What's my next supporter banner pull? It's gonna be Fukuki Taro. So I'm kind of just like jobber until this banner. Or actually, I guess I'm gonna actually try again once Ogre Cap Christmas comes out. Since I want to win the Arima Keenan with her, and she might come out for CM7 as well. And then for the dirt mile, or actually for the sprint, I think I'm just gonna job it. Miles and sprints I kind of job, because I don't really like. I mean, I just make the RNG stuff and then throw it in. Focus speed fell off after Mant. I mean, it falls off if you have like a max limit break Maruzensky or a max limit break Tachyon. Yeah, then yeah, it falls off. Like if you max limit break either one of these, they'll be stronger than Fuku until the 6th scenario. Oh yeah, Narita, I think Narita Top Road is fake. I only have it slightly highlighted because you get free pulls, but I think Top Road is like a fake card. Like I feel like she's weaker than the other 10% race bonus cards, and like I feel like she's like the weakest of the 4 10% SSR speed cards. I just have it highlighted because I think if like you were unable to get a SSR speed card, it's really good to try to pull on this banner, especially since the SR card is good. But I would never want it on my account. How good is Tachyon after Grand Live? She's usable in Masters or whatever it's called, Grandmasters. Like she lives for like a year, or I guess 8 months. She lives for 2 scenarios. As soon as El Condor Positive Speed comes out, like your speed cards aren't that great anymore. Though I guess if you're running Pace Chaser and you wanted Speed Star, then like Pasta Speed and Tachyon Speed isn't that bad. But then like on certain track, yeah, I guess if you want Pasta Speed, or not Pasta Speed, Speed Star, it's not that bad. But if you're not a Pace Chaser, running Tachyon is awkward. Is Fantasy Pasta real for the Scorpio? Is CM7 Scorpio? Sorry. I'm forgetting the signs. Okay, yes. I think it's still awkward. Right? I guess you don't have to run her as a late surger. Pasa. You can put her in pace. Seventh through 4th, overtake somebody on the final corner. It's real. I think it's real. Taekyung is... Yeah, is that not her... Oh, this is not Speed Star. But random... Never mind, this is not Speed Star. I thought she gave Speed Star for some reason. Yeah, she gives the Pace Chaser mid-race skill. Sorry. And then she also in the 4th scenario, she gives prepare to die. Is that right? Where is it? Scenario link. Ah, what do you mean Game Tora doesn't have it? Do they not have the skills here? Oh wait, I mean there it is. Yeah, she gives prepare to die for the medium tracks, which is the T-pulse. For the T-pulse for medium tracks. This scenario is also kind of good for front runners, right? Because you can run the Bourbon card for taking the lead, and then get concentration as your scenario skill. if you have no, to be better than a SS, to be better than an SR, I think limit break 1 is fine. But you would really want to max limit break Tachyon. Right. I think limit break 1, I guess let's compare it to, what's a good card to compare it to? Sweet Tosho. That's her name. Right. Like limit break 1, it's comparable to Sweet Tosho only because her skills are really good for pace and the getting like the medium track skill is really good. But I think obviously you should aim for max limit break to get the skill point bonuses and the rest of the specialty priority that you're missing. Sorry, wanted to turn down my lamp because I was like right. Also, you don't care that it gives no race bonus because you aren't doing extra races in the scenario that she comes out in. Like, you're already kind of punished for doing extra races in Arharu. You're really punished for not training during the forced scenario. So you don't really care that she gives 0 race bonus. URA, like, CM horses, usually you raced, like, a couple extra ones for SP. But you're definitely incentivized in the forced scenario to never do optional races. Is there a scenario that introduces a ton of power creep? I would say Mant is like kind of the start of it, right? Because like right now on a high roll you might be able to see somebody with like three like speed, power, stamina at 1200, but Mant usually like every stat is maxed out except stamina and or guts on like a high roll. So I think Mant, also like the amount of SP you get because you do so many races in Mant generally is more of an effect than the stats. So I really think like Mant will be like the first big power creep. Just simply because of like you just get quite a bit more skill points, and like because the stats are so easy to reach. Well, not so easy to reach, right? If you're aiming for 4 1200s, then it's not that easy. But 3 1200s is very possible, or like very common. So then it just becomes a skill difference. Yeah, Mant just like brings up the like just skill differences. Is there a way to get random skills mid-career? Yeah, every time you win a race, you have a chance of getting a random skill. I don't remember how they decided. It might just be your aptitudes again. But after a race, the director comes up and gives you a random skill hint. Okay, you can get it from rivals as well. So it's a random skill hint related to the distance of the race or the strategy you used. How long will good Mant parents last? Until whenever they release the second Annie changes. So whenever they release the affinity changes, that's how good they'll last. Because the only reason why you would do parents in Mant is to get the G2, G3 affinities, and as soon as that disappears, there's no point. So, I mean, the affinity changes are with the second anniversary balance patches. I think it was with skill evos, or it might have been like a couple months before or after. That's what it says on Game Torah. So I assume so. You can get it out of the A aptitude stuff. Do we actually make a new track? I actually have no idea what they talk about when they say make a new track. But also, I couldn't read Japanese because I didn't use the translator. So I won't be able to tell you what the story of it is. Is Lark the sixth one? Yeah, Lark's the sixth scenario. It's after Grandmasters. Yeah, make a new track. Hopefully, I don't even care. Actually, I know. Obviously, auto training would be good. Like, I don't know if I'd use it. Cause they like, I probably use it. I'm lazy. What I want here is the super skip. There's a higher tier of like the skip function where it like actually skips stuff. It makes the game like 40-ish% faster. But that came out during the fourth scenario, and that's like the only quality of life I'm praying they introduce earlier. Yeah, like a 4x speed. But it was introduced at the fourth scenario, but I mean, we've had other quality of life stuff pushed earlier, right? So surely this gets pushed earlier. This is like the one thing that I think would save Mant, just because like runs, I mean, the runs will still take longer even with this, like 30 to 40 minutes, but it would be so much faster than like the 50 minutes to an hour. Yeah, no, with super skip it's not that bad. Like 30-40 minutes, it's not the worst. It's just like the entirety of the time you do it, you just like you finish a race, the director pops up to maybe give you a skill, then you have to like claim your items, then like enter the shop, buy each item in the shop individually, and then watch your Uma do like this fist pump animation after every item you buy. And every item you use, because you can't mass use either. The scenario is super annoying. But hopefully the super skip stuff comes out. Have you guys all finished the event? I actually haven't been playing that much. Well, I guess I also have never used the 2x TP option. But I just finished the event, like, I think 2 days ago. This prize point stuff is so nice. I can actually collect my... Wait, what? Oh, it's because I never spin on the... I never spin on the PC. In the spreadsheet, the New Year's event was only for cross. It went like Uma pulls into the banner pulls. Yeah, not needing having the event points prior, or like not having to run it is really nice. Wait, what? Oh, it's because I hit the limit. Yeah, the 2x CP I think is really good. For just like regular people. Actual jobbers. I have a Mickey Mouse where I can do like 4 careers during work, which are just generally parent runs. How many goddess statues do I have? Oh, only 600 more, and I can 5-star someone. I might use a couple on the OG Maru. I think I'm close to 4-starring her. Let me see. Yeah. I think the special week transfer, I'll get 10 more. I think there's 2 more instances of it. So I don't have to use 8 for the original Maru. So I think I'll 2-star her there. My tickets. I just hate doing single pulls. Like, it's so annoying. What I'm it's 8 statues. I'd lose out on 8 statues of the 1,000 that I have. I'm sure I'll be able to 5-star her. I don't think I'd be 8 statues off. Did we ever get more 1-star, 2-star? Yeah, our first one's at the first anniversary. The first one that comes out is Tannhauser. Tannhauser will be the first. She's a 2-star. Is Tannhauser a 2-star? Sorry, I forgot. Tannhauser's a 2-star, right? Yeah, 2-star Uma. She's the first new like 1-star, 2-star. And then after that, I don't remember. You can kind of see it on Game Tora, right? If you go to the global version, you can, and then activate upcoming for rarity, like Twin Turbo releases at the 1.5 Annie. No, that's a complete lie. Twin Turbo releases... Wait, what? Wait, I thought she released at the first Annie as well. Oh, nowhere close. Second Annie's Twin Turbo. Then we have Pegasus, Dictus, and Tsuyoshi. Usually it's at the anniversary stuff. Like Pegasus released at the 3rd anniversary. Tsuyoshi released at the 4th Annie. And then Pegasus, I think, released at the 3rd Annie. Yeah. And then Dictus released the day after. Some if it's like a solo banner, usually it's one of those banner. It's like there's one coming up soon, the rerun banner. Where is it? Gacha. What is it? 2020 2021? These like not 2021. 2022. These type of banners are usually like the one where you can spark anything. Usually also include they usually are sometimes at the anniversary events, and sometimes when the rate up is a 2-star. So if we go to who's the first one? Pegasus around the 3.5 Annie. Wendy's a 3-star. Like I've never seen Wendy. Sorry. Yeah. It should be Pegasus first. Where is he? Right, like these are usually like where there's like no rate up. I think usually it lets you spark any one of them. Besides the ones that are marked as where is it? Besides the ones that are marked at like semi-limited. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen somebody use Windy. I didn't even know she had she was in the like an Uma. But like Jungle Pocket, Gentle Donna, and or Forever usually aren't in those types of banners. Let me double check. What was their most recent one? Am I blind? Right. Actually, she's here. I think I know you for sure you can't use the pick ticket. I don't remember if you can use like the 200 pulls to. Well, I don't remember. If they're part of the 200 pulls. They aren't? Okay. Well, like they're in here, but I don't remember if you could like actually pick them in like the no rate up banners. I completely forgot. I don't remember. Most forgotten Uma? I literally think I know. I just forgot that she was in the game as a Uma. I think Bubblegum Fellow is also pretty unpopular. but I always see one fan on my Twitter feed of her. I saw crazy Furioso. It was like all max statted. I think it was like 2000, 2000, 1900, 1900, 900. It's a crazy statted one from the new scenario. Man, I felt bad. I think Windy was literally the only one I don't remember that she was in the game, which is kind of sad. Sorry. I know it says that we were gonna do Libra room practices, but I really don't want to just watch like a no stopping me roulette. Royce is the most unpopular? Maybe. There's some... Yeah, they definitely have put in a lot. Okay, I just double checked. Yeah, you can't spark the semi-limited stuff from the rerun banners. So like the Tsuyoshi banner, even though they're in the banner, like you can pull it off rates. You can't, at 200 pulls or 200 points, you can't select them. It's so much fun to watch it on 2x. I don't even want to use my make debut tickets. I mean, I guess if it's an SSR, it's good, right? But I have all the SRs, max limit broken. Like all the make debut ones, max limit broken. Like the only thing I can get from here is an SSR. Alright, let me do my single pulls. Just get lucky. I mean, what would I even want? Fine motion? Like that's the only spook that I would want. From the SR plus ticket. Winning ticket. Do you want to do 2 ends, 1 pace? What kind of pace would I recommend? I think I wouldn't say one is stronger than the other. I definitely think if you're doing something like Super Creek or Tachyon, obviously you don't want to be Lucky Pace, and you want No Stopping Me. I think the ones that can do the Lucky Pace are people that have like a recovery skill. Yeah, I think McQueen is pretty good for it. I think potentially a No Stopping Me pace is stronger, right? Because I don't think angling is that strong. But I think against like a weaker room, like round 1, I think a McQueen would be stronger. Or something similar to McQueen. Because McQueen's really good because it has Duty of Dignity calls. And I don't have a potential raised up for Calm and Collected in her kit, so you just gab swinging. 20% stam growth rate's pretty good for a long track. And then like I do think like Super Creek or Tachyon, who have No Stopping Me and try to hit it off of a pace, is like potentially stronger. Yeah, I do think that like I've seen a couple of McQueens and like they are good. It's just like against even like a 12,000, a max speed, like 1,000 power gold ship that hits No Stopping Me generally can catch up to the McQueen. Or to the pace promoted, whatever. But if it's like a No Stopping Me pace, then sometimes they win out against like the stronger gold ships. But it's just like, how often will you see, you know, max speed like 1100 power gold ship in round 1? So I think lucky pace then, especially since it's also unlikely that you'll find a pace chaser that is building groundworks to do the angling inherit. No stopping me, Cup. Yeah, like the Super Creek I'm aiming for has lower power to try to not get promoted. Is my plan. And like I think it works, like at least the ones I've been seeing have been working pretty consistently. I'm just so sad that like the run that it would have worked on, I did for Team Trials. Like I had power inherit instead of stamina, and like I didn't pick up No Stopping Me because I wanted Clairvoyance for Team Trials. I've just been chasing the same Super Creek. A lot of summer marks with no groundworks. I think if you just have taking the lead, like it's competitive-ish, kind of. Like, yeah, like I got my really good run on a Team Trials run, which is tragic. I think I also got Fast Learner in this run. Oh well, whatever. She's doing a lot. She's doing a lot of heavy lifting in my Team Trials. The Team Trials is climbing a lot. I think we're hitting 5... What did we hit last week? 530... 535? It might hit like 540, 545. For paces without stam uniques, is it better to take 1 gold stam and bank? 538, jeez. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think it's... Then it'll probably go to like 545, right? Yeah, it's moving up very fast. I think it's gonna move even faster once the Cutis and Black rerun comes out and like everyone updates their well, the remainder of like the class 6 people can update their Team Trials with the Cutizen, since Professor of Curvature is good on everything except sprint. Yeah, I need to update like a couple of more, I think. But yeah, I definitely think... Well, when is the rerun? I should know this off the top of my head. The 18th? Like, and like after the CM, like I think a lot of people use that, some of that downtime to... Or during the CM. No, 18th is after the CM, right? It's 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th? Yeah, I still have a lot to update in here. Okay, I did kind of lie. I am building frontrunners for Team Trials. Because taking the lead is kind of busted. Taking the lead is so cheap for Team Trials, but I'm never gonna run frontrunners in a CM. Yeah. I still have to update like half of this. I need to move, I think, Maru into like a medium or a mile or something. 1 hour runs for Team Trials sounds like torture. But you only have the 15 hours. 15 hours to update your whole team for the scenario. Well, if you can finish it in 1 run. Yeah, that's a little rough. I don't know. I'm kind of teetering on the edge. I think like on a good run, I can hit 600k. Was my is like my estimation. After I update like 2, I think I need to update like 2 more. Like my mile is pretty weak because I have 2 late surgers. I need to switch my mile to front runners, or one of them to a front runner, and then one to like more consistent golds. And then I think I hit 600k. I'm worried that 600k is not even going to be enough. I can't really get that much stronger until the Fuku banner, which is like another month and a half from now. Oh wait, no, it's like exactly 2 months. Oh, I just want to pull. I have to save for like another... I saved this entire month to pull on 3 banners in January. I have 2 months to get 30,000. Actually, I don't even need 30,000. Because we get free pulls on the Fuku banner, which is like 7,000 less. And I also have a disgusting amount of tickets because I hate doing single pulls on the banners. So I have like 15,000 carats in scout tickets. Just Uma? No. I'm pulling on Oguri, Haru, and then Fuku. I mean, in an ideal world, I don't go to pity on these two banners, and I might have 2 pities for the Fuku banner. Is my hope, which obviously is really hard because that's like 110,000 carats. So I think I'd have to save like on average 20,000 carats on the 2 banners. I would really like 2 pities on Fuku, but most likely I'm just gonna do 1 pity. Unless the void calls to me and I dump like $100 on this game. And I get really depressed. Because I think after these banners, I'm not holding on anything. Yeah, I don't think I'm pulling on anything after, like, for the entirety of Mant until Light Hello. Is Fuku worth using a crystal on? I don't really think so. But if you keep saving the crystal, then it's like, what exactly are you saving it for? Right? I think it's only worth if it goes from 45 to 50. But at the same time, you also get another... You get another ticket. You get another ticket at Mant, or at the first anniversary, like the selector ticket. Also, I never said I was free to play, so I'm also just gonna buy the supporter card ticket as well. So I would have 2 tickets and 2 crystals. So I'm just hoping that like I can save. I'm hoping I get at least 1 in my 200 pulls. You're planning to pull after Bourbon? Yeah, that's a lot of good frontrunner stuff at Bourbon, right? Bourbon, Kitasen Black, Saiyan Sky Ballroom. I think Saiyan Sky Ballroom isn't like that necessary. Like, it's nice to have, obviously. I think I'd rather pull for Kitasen because there's the discounts on it. Like, well, quote-unquote discounts, then there's just free pulls on it. So I'd rather, like, if you had to pick one or the other, and you didn't have enough for both, like, Kitasen is just the better choice. And then Marzensky's speed is very good. Even if you're not a front runner, it's still very strong, but it's also just, like, the best second speed card for a while. Like, this thing probably lasts... probably even past this. We don't really go into, like, singles until, like, Deserted Island. Like, anytime you're running 2 speed cards, Marzensky speed is a really good second one for front runners. Oh yeah, Nishino's... Nishino I think Pacers just really want, since they kind of lost access to a lot of... how do you say it? Parenting? What makes Saiyan Sky Ballroom? Saiyan Sky Ballroom and Kitasen Black are both acceleration inherits for frontrunners on long tracks. Because the issue for frontrunners right now is that there's a straight, right? Both Kitasen Black and Saiyan Sky Ballroom give you acceleration here rather than the corner. So, I mean, it's just apparent. There's not that many long tracks, which is why, like, I don't recommend grabbing both of them. There's just not that much, like, long... mediums and miles will always be more... like, there's just more mediums and miles, right? There's 9 longs, 15 mediums, 8 miles. right? There's enough longs where like it's worth grabbing something that's only works on long. Okay, sorry, Haru is bothering me. Let me switch. Let me switch rooms. It's really hard for me to like recommend grabbing a lot of stuff for long tracks when there isn't as many long tracks compared to the mediums and miles. Oh no, Lose Yourself is like the only acceleration. It's like the only acceleration light switchers have. And like yeah, 1.5% on 1.5 seconds of a 0.4 acceleration is like extremely strong. I just can't really. It's like, I mean, I even say it here, right? It's a necessary skill for late surgers. It's just like it releases what 1018. It releases 1018, like, which is here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 long tracks. No, 3 long tracks between then and 3 long tracks. I think between then and the release of where is she? Do you guys see Manhattan Cafe anywhere? Oh, it's in such a bright yellow that I can't read it. Let me underline this. Wait, okay, that doesn't even help. So there's 3 long tracks between then and the wit card that gives, or not 3. There's 3, right? Because I think it comes out before this one. There's 3 long tracks between then and the release of Manhattan Cafe. So I'm like a little iffy on. What am I doing? Like, this color is so bad on this light background. I'll figure out a fix for it later. You saw it being good on some medium tracks? What do you mean? Like, not loser. Like Lose Yourself? The one that can only be used on long tracks? Like this is locked to long tracks. I guess you can also just use the white version, right? The white version is also a good Excel. Though obviously if you are gonna take a 2% stam drain, you'd rather it be the 0.4. Yeah, this one's locked to long tracks, which is why like I think it's good. Like if you have like there's not really anything else to pull on around here. It's just like running 1 copy is kind of awkward. So it's kind of weak at 1 copy. Alright, level 30. Chris. That's not how you spell Chris. Like if it's like the unique bonus is 2 guts bonus, 25% rainbow, 35 specialty priority, 25 starting bond up, 5% training. I mean, even at max limit break, it's kind of weak. Limit break 1. You get your skill point bonus, right? It's just a pretty weak card. But it's kind of mandatory for if you are planning on bringing a late surge to a long track, because you have access to nothing else. This is like your only acceleration for a long track. It's just between then and the better card with the skill, Manhattan Cafe, there's 3 longs. So you kind of just have to like see if you are able to borrow it. But at the same time, I think there are awkward borrows in between. Actually, is there? I guess it depends if you pull on the ancestors. Or if you don't have another stam card that gives you a recovery skill. Or don't have a recovery in your potentials. All in on the Arima Keenan. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's good on the Arima Keenan, right? It's good on the Arima Keenan. It's good on whatever the Kyoto 3200 is. How good is Fuku compared to Pegasus? For Mant, I'd say she's better. Just because I'd say for Mant Fuku is stronger. But I would say in Grand Life, I think I'd rather use a Pegasus in the fourth scenario. Or are you talking about this current scenario? This current scenario, she's better as well. Fuku's better in the second and the third scenario. Pegasus, I think, is better in the fourth and the fifth. If you don't have, like... Well, assuming you have Kitasen. Assuming Kitasen is your first one, I think Fuku is stronger in the first and second. There's the second and the third scenario, and Pegasus is stronger in the fourth and the fifth, under the assumption that you don't have Marzensky speed or Tachyon speed. Fuku's just a little awkward because like she doesn't have that specialty priority, which doesn't matter as much in the third scenario, or that much in this scenario. Yeah, she gives you 20 wit. Or she gives you 10 extra wit in this scenario. If you pull for her. What is it? Like a month before the scenario ends? Actually, yeah, a little bit of a month. A month and a couple of days between. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it would just be pseudo double pal. You might not be able to run two. You might have to run another speed card with Fuku, but it would be like a pseudo pal card. But it is very similar to like double pal decks. You pull on 9 Sigil Wind that you can pull on Christmas Ogre. I mean, the first anniversary gave a lot of carrots, right? It was like 10,000 carrots. So you got 10,000 carrots from there. It's been 2 months? It's been 2 months since then? Or like a month and a half. So... Also, I think Christmas Ogre, you'll get like one more end of the month. Or another 4 weeks, like 4 weeks of team trials, the club rewards, like, yeah, it's been nice, this drip of carrots. Yeah, you guys think in 2 months I can get another... How much do I have? I have like 75,000 carrots. I'm for sure hitting 90k. I don't know if I can hit the 120k I need. Isn't Fuku... Is Fuku worse than Pegasus? In the fourth and the fifth scenario, yeah, I think Pegasus is better. I think in the third scenario, Fuku is better, because you don't really care about specialty priority in Mant, since it doesn't really, like, you're training so little that the increased specialty rate doesn't really matter. Yeah, I don't know if you'd be able to only run Fuku and like Kitasen in this scenario. Not getting much use on Nice Nature Wit. I mean, it's only used in Miles, and like, I mean, it's still the second best wit card. I think it's just awkward that we're in a long track and it's really hard to bring a wit card. But it's still better than like all the SR wit cards, just in terms of training wit. Do I think double pal decks for Arhar are good? I think it's only for long tracks. Like, double pal is useless when you need to train wit. And I think on every CM, you should be trying to get your wit up. Like, you should be bringing wit cards. Like, I would much rather run a wit card than a POW card. I just think it works when you're only training... When you're only training speed, power, and stamina, I think a double POW deck can work. But, like, POW cards just have a, like, bad return when you need to train wit. I think I've yapped about everything that I wanted to yap. The recent developments. I should probably update this. You should be able to turn your carrot jelly things to regular carrots. It has some use. It'll have some use. There's like a event, the Racing Carnival. Where is it? Oh, I don't have a write-up on it. And this one comes in February. This one uses the... What are they called? TP? RP? This event will use the blue energy. But you don't have to use that many carrot jellies. It's like... Because, you know, it shares it with the team trials. Like, you might have to use like 10 of them for the event. But this event requires you to use it. I wonder if there's a write-up for it. Is there a write-up for it? Man, I hate how, like, I've been getting good at reading this this wiki page. I feel like it's so bad. I think I'm just getting used to it. But yeah, I'll do a write-up on it a little bit later once we get closer. This event consumes the RP to, like, gain points and stuff. What's the TLDR on the Fuji Kiseki event? If you were here for Gold Chip Week, where there was harder careers, it's that. You do, like, 15 of them. Well, I think 17. Yeah, I think you need to do a minimum of 17 of them and win 13 of the hardest level to get all the rewards. But it's just, like, the NPCs get, like, 100 more stats. And you have to beat the career. Cross usually only plays late or end. I don't think you ever play her as pace. I don't think I've ever seen her, like, be good on pace. End closers are good. Late surger's good. Just because her... I guess her unique does work in pace, but, like, it's really hard to be second and third on Pace Chaser. Like, it's really hard to be second and third as a Pace Chaser. Can Cross be used in Mant? She's a lot weaker in Mant. I wouldn't say, like... I mean, yeah, having no like, if the big three aren't, like, C or higher... I definitely think it's a lot harder to... Actually, I think at a minimum, you wanted them at B, actually. Yeah. And if you don't have it, then it's like, you're just going to be weaker. Because you can't do as many races. Because, like, all the early races are miles. Actually, can we pull up an agenda? Oh, no. I have to go into a run. But, like, the first, like, 10 races you want to do are generally miles. That's also why, like... Okay, maybe I should actually rate Haru well. Actually, no, I have her on C tier. Yeah, Haru is really awkward because... in Mant, the strongest dirt characters are people who get turned into dirt and can run mile mediums and longs. So, like, they can do the turf races for, like, the turf miles to do everything. Man, sounds like Ogre's Playground. Well, the really strong front runners are also good, right? Like, Digital's really good. Yeah, Digital's really good. The Ogre adjacent. Esmaru. Valentine's Bourbon. Like, these are all strong. Definitely, like, your Uma is a lot stronger if they can run the 3 distances. I don't know why I'm doing it like this. Also, while I'm doing this, I can't find it. Yeah, like, digital's actually... I mean, long track... Like, it's better to... Actually, mild medium is more important than being able to run long. Though you would want all 3 of these to be, like, runnable. But yeah, like, Marzensky obviously is good. Bourbon can run all 3. Like, this is what makes them stronger. Is it important enough to the point where you bring a Mile Spark on a non-Mile CM for a Mile C? Like if you are training, I would say yeah. Like if you were training Symboli and you had a good deck with like really high race bonus, it's worth bringing the Mile up. But it depends on what deck you're running. Like it depends if you are running a high race bonus deck, like you're running a deck that like looks like this. Right. Like if you're, I don't know. Why am I blinking with the other 2? Oh, they're power cards, that's why. Like if you're running something like Flower, and pretend the last one's a 15% race bonus. Like if you're running like a 70% race bonus, then yes, it's worth it. If not, like you're going to train more than you'll race, then maybe it's not worth it. Sparks sound messy? They're not that bad. Like, what do you mean? Sparks sound messy. You like, if you're going from Mile C to B, you just need 1 grandparent with a Mile Spark. I don't think that's too bad to do. I guess if you wanted A and you're like cramming out races, it's a little awkward that like 2 of your grandparents will have Mile Sparks. But if you're doing Mant parents, like you should have so much affinity that like you don't mind losing out on 2 reds for it. But if you don't have like the time to invest to it because Mant is so long, then yeah, you just use a smaller race bonus deck. No, yeah, if it's F, not worth it. Unless you're training Dodo for like a mile, like it's not worth trying to raise an F. Like Haru, I don't even know how I'm gonna do Haru. Haru might just be a guts. I might just do a guts build, like a pure guts build, which kind of sucks. Yeah, it just sucks because like dirt tracks. I feel like this dirt track at the end of this scenario is like the only chance I have for like my Haru to actually have a good win rate. Yeah, Mant definitely like Mant definitely like incentivizes you playing the meta, aka Christmas Ogre, or like the Hono Bourbon Valentine's. Digital is good. Man, I just want free pulls back. I feel like I feel so empty without the free pulls. What is this? 6 weeks away until our new free pulls. You want the Marzensky speed card? That thing is so strong. Like I think. I mean, even I don't understand why they like rerun it with fine motion and like. Where's the other rerun? Mejiro Romo. Like, they really incentivize you to max limit break this thing. It's in circulation for what? An entire year? It reruns 3 times in a year? That's disgusting. 6 weeks? It should... Sorry. It was 50 pulls on the Japanese server. It was 50 pulls on Cross, and then like a week after, it was 50 pulls on the supporter card in 6 weeks. Is it worth the max limit break? If you're training front runners, I think so, yeah. Right, supporter card tier list. Yeah, no, you can run her at like limit break 1. Like I wouldn't try to limit or max limit break her on the banner with Vesta. I think it's pretty weak. But I definitely think you should be pulling the rerun banners to max limit break it. Yeah, you get the power bonus at 1. What's the difference between 40? It actually has 3 reruns. It's just one of them is kind of useless. I mean, yeah, also, like, it's not that much stronger, right? You're missing out, what, 5% from... You're missing out, like, 4 gauge, 4% friendship bonus, 30% mood effectiveness. But you should be pulling for the rerun banners because, you know, Medro Ramono is really strong. And, I mean, even, like far back here, Fine Motion is really strong. Now, power bonus will apply... anytime something gives you power, so it would be speed, power, and guts. It'll give you that +1. But it's like really good just because like her unique effect is just very strong, right? Gains training effectiveness for every level in the training facility. Though I think the scenario she releases in is kind of awkward during what's the scenario called? Light Hello? No. Grand Live. Because Grand Live, it levels up based on how many times you train with it. But it's pretty good in still, like, just because the cross-train, like a 25% cross-training when your facility's max level is very strong. Do the bonuses apply? No, the card you have to train with the card. So, like, you know, if Kitasen was on Guts and you trained Guts, you get 1 additional power. Oh, 2 base power. But yeah, really good card for frontrunners, right? Frontrunner straights, frontrunner corners, leader's pride, slipstream, playtime's over, early lead, groundworks, focus. Like, these are all skills you want to discount. And if you max... Like, there's no way you're ever going to have max discounts on all of these skills. So it'll just always be really good SP value. Like the only 2 that you don't really care about is like 777s and Summer Runner. But like, you know, saving 10 SP every time you get a hint from her when she has 30% hit frequency is pretty good. Top Runner, really strong. Might give you a focus hint. I think the energy option's better here. Am I using skill books on Ogre? I'm gonna do it for 777s, yeah. Otherwise, I don't know what else I'm gonna spend it on. I think like the rest of it kind of sucks. Like I'm probably gonna discount 777s. I don't know if I'm gonna discount her golds because I don't really like them. I don't know. I might just be a meta slave and play the meta. The meta Evos. Like one meta Haru. Once these 4th anniversary sparks come out. So I can actually bring Haru to something that isn't a sprint or a mile. Why wouldn't it be any main ones? I mean, experience is good on longs. Sure. There's like really strong Evos, right? Like there's a reason why like some of these are really strong. Like Orfevre's Evo is actually is like disgusting, right? Like you get Encroaching Shadow on any track 2000 or higher as an end closer. Like you get an instant Encroaching Shadow that works on any track 2000 or higher. Some Evos are just stronger than others. Like that. Like, would you rather have this, or would you want Christmas Ogre's Evo, which is she gets 7.5% stamina recovery? It's like 7.5% stamina recovery versus a Evo that on any turf track over 2000 you get instant acceleration. Like there's some Umas are just stronger than others, and this is like one of the reasons why like I think a lot of people have also brought this up. It's just like, you know, Christmas Ogre loses out because one of her skills just get like they both just get 1.5% more stamina recovery, which is useless on Ogre because Ogre already has a recovery skill in her unique, right? Like you have to run a minimum of 3 white skills, which is 4.5%, and then you get another 3.5% here. Like you already have 7% stamina recovery in your kit. I don't think you need the additional recoveries from these two skills. Like 7.5% recovery is already a lot. I don't know. Like you just don't want more than that. It's a hidden nerf. Yeah, I mean she's still strong. Like she is still strong even with US skills out. It's just like once we get like super deep into the power creep, like Neo Universe is strong. I don't know why I have Summer Tachyon highlighted. Gentle Dawn is strong. Orfevre is strong. In terms of like, I mean outside of that, like there will always be one Uma that's like really catered to a certain track. Like a lot of the people after, probably around the 4th anniversary and after, like scream out one track and like, hey, I am meant specifically for this specific CM. Yeah. Some Evas correct past mistakes. That is true, yeah. One day I'll bring Symboli back to a track. Symboli gets a decent one, right? Increase current speed during the final leg. This one's not that big of an increase, but changing Dominator into an actual skill is very strong. Do I find that it's good design or? Nah, I think if it wasn't like as strong, like I think like obviously they should. I feel like they should have a higher win rate on the track like they won, because that just makes sense, right? Like they're just trying to follow the IRL lore and like, oh, this is the track they won on, so they should be a little bit stronger here. But I think it's like kind of annoying that like they get like 50 plus win rate. Like I think they should have like 30 plus win rate, but winning like every other room because your Uma is catered towards the CM is kind of annoying. That is like after the 4th anniversary, I think is when they started like pumping it up, where like the Uma that gets released prior to the CM will always be really good at that CM, right? Because they always release an Uma, like they always release the CM, and like the Uma that usually like wins it or has like historical ties to that CM will get released around then, and they're strong on that CM. That's kind of annoying. Like Still in Love, I think Still in Love was really good on that one CM, I think, and then the next two, like obviously her kit doesn't really fit, right? Because she was meant for the what was it, the Shuka show? They don't. Oh, you mean? Yeah, I mean, I guess technically, like, obviously Cafe should be kind of good on the long track, right? Fuku kind of could be kind of good. It's just not as apparent as like when they start releasing their kits. Yeah, the third of the, I can't remember what the third is off the top of my head right now. It's not the Shuka. Wait, it is the Shuka, right? Yeah, Oka, Oaks, Shuka. Right, but like her kit like is specifically for it, right? It's just kind of it just feels weird, like medium only, the remaining 300. Mile medium. Like it's I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the design. It just feels weird, especially when, like... I guess it's just to push out the new character, right? I keep seeing Buena Vista stuff. I did call that. I think I did call that Buena Vista was gonna get released for, because that's why they really delayed the Arima Keenan, right? Buena Vista. Yeah. Right. Oh, they didn't put in Lucky Lilac. I had Lucky Lilac and Buena Vista back in, what's the when's the 9th? September. And then I said it again on the 17th that I'm hopeful for Buena Vista. Yeah, I was spamming Buena Vista. The 29th, the 17th, 2 days later. Oh, alright, because I was talking about how Red Desire denied Buena Vista. Games Insider. Well, I think it's just like kind of obvious that they were going towards Buena Vista. Like the Red Desire, or not the Red Desire. Yeah, Red Desire leak, or not leak, teaser. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. Red Desire teaser, the just a lot of things I think added up for it to make sense. What was it? They had the juvenile Phillies, right? They had this CM instead of the Arima Keenan, which made me think that like, oh, like if they're going to release an Uma for the CM, for the Miles CM, like it's probably going to be Buena Vista. Yeah, Ace for the Japan Cup. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Almond Eye soon. Yeah, I mean they're probably just saving Almond Eye for an Annie, right? What is the 5th Annie? Oh wait, no, 5th Annie is 5th Annie is Forever Young, isn't it? Ooh. I bet. I mean, I assume they'd still release it around then. Do I ever think they'll reach a point where they run out of Umas to make? I don't think so. Because they can always go back to doing alternate outfits, right? Like, I think they definitely slowed down the pace of new, like, originals. Right, Whoa, I did not want to open a file. Original. Actually, they haven't really slowed down the pace of originals. I guess because they always have to do a event with it, so it's like once a month that they do it. They definitely have slowed down the pace of new Umas. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they have to expand outwards, but I think if they, yeah, I don't think Forever Young is actually going to be at the 5th Annie. It could be. I don't know. Yeah, I hope they get global licenses. That would be cool. Or at least like not even like as playable stuff, but just having global races. Like going to France, I mean, I guess they already kind of went to France with Project L'Arc, right? Like this is their L'Arc. But it'd be cool to like have like the Hong Kong stuff, the Hong Kong races, the American races. Yeah, I think like I don't think they'd ever run out. Like there are definitely a lot more than like how many horses are in the game right now? Like 170 something. Like there are definitely like 10 times as many horses that can be ported into it. Another Affinity rework. I mean, did you guys not see, what is it? American Pharaoh landed in... American Pharaoh is having a 10-year, or sorry, 1 year... Where is it? Like, they just ported over American Pharaoh, who had who won the Triple Crown in 2015 in the US, and he's staying in Japan for a year. So I think, like, I mean, hopefully it's good. I think Sunday Silence, I think Sunday Silence kind of cursed their bloodline into only being able to run like medium turf races. So hopefully, you know, a little less inbreeding with American Pharaoh helps a little bit. Yeah, I hope Breeders' Cup Classic gets released. Kind of sad that I didn't go, but I also lost money on that race, so I think I would have been more mad if I was in person. Because I did not believe in Forever Young. Are there any foreign horses in the game? I mean, no. No. Not really. Yeah, also the new scenario released, right? Like, I don't know. You technically go overseas in Lark. But I don't think there is, like, foreign horses. I think there was rivals in this. I see the Japan Cup race? Yeah. That one was goofy. But there's a new record now, right? I'm excited to see who pays the stud fees for American Pharaoh. Alright, they still have to milk Kitas in black. He's got more stud duties to fulfill. Technically the three goddesses are foreign. Well, if the theories are true. Alright, well, I don't really have anything else to talk about. Just, it was a... I don't think else to really talk about. Hopefully you guys are finishing up your CM6 stuff, since that is in, what, like 9 days, and then in what it appears to be 4 weeks from now is the next CM, the medium CM. At least it being a medium, you can bring Dominator or Nice or like a Murmur if you want. So you don't have to train 3 aces. But good luck on essentially trying to make 3 gold ships if you're not doing like a runaway comp. Or I guess you could, yeah, or like a pace. How impactful is New York Opera's Inherit? Not that bad. Not that strong. I mean, it's essentially like T-Pulse. You're already dead. Yeah, it's been rough. I've been kind of getting annoyed at Super Creek right now. Whenever I fail a 2% on Super Creek, I get so annoyed. At least it's not 5% anymore. But 2% is so annoying. It's the reason why it's considered like meta is because you should be activating 7th or more skills, and the condition is just 4th or higher. So it's like a really good skill to have in mediums and long races since 400 meters before. I wouldn't say like it's not as meta as like an acceleration skill, but like it's one of the better T-pulses. Yeah, it's really good for pace and fronts. Actually, it's good for everyone because you should be top 4 in the last 400 meters if you want to win the game. What's the deck for my Wit Super Creek? Did I roll Hollow Wing Creek for the Sprint CM? No. I don't got money like that. This is 3 speed, 2 speed, 3 wit. If I had Fine Motion, I think this would be a lot easier to do. But I did Power Inherits here instead of Stam. Like, I think 850 Stam's a good number to hit. Also, yeah. So, like, I would, like, trade, like, 100 wit for, like, 1 explosion on Stam and Stam Inherits. And it'd be, like, 700 power, 800 Stam. Only Maestro? Yeah, Pure Heart, Maestro. On 850-ish. 800, 850 is good. Enough. Because Pure Heart at level 4 is like an 8% recovery. And then you should be hitting Swinging Maestro. So it's 13%. I think sometimes she'll die at the finish line. If you hit like an extremely early, no stopping me. Is the 2 whites optional? I think grabbing 1 is fine. Because it's like, I mean, yeah, it's only 1.5%, but when you're at max or like 1,000 plus wit, you should be able to hit the whites as well. It's just to account for like rushing or like an early no stopping me proc. Because I don't know if it actually survives with just swinging and Pure Heart if you like hit a really quick no stopping me off another pace chaser. Is angling optional? Yeah, I think angling is optional. I think you just want no stopping me because your goal, at least on like a creek or a tachyon, your goal is to not be first place. So there has to be someone in front of you because you just die if your unique doesn't proc. So there will always be someone in front of you, and most likely like the idea is to have a higher pace lobby. Like I would sometimes drop angling if I have like a better skill to pick up, since angling is kind of expensive. What's my team? It's Gold Chip, Endcloser, Narita Bryan, Late Surger, and then it's gonna be Super Creek Pace. Because I don't have a runaway. I think if I had a runaway, my team comp wouldn't include a Gold Chip. I would run 2 2 pace runaway, and then lose to a front runner. Actually, no, I wouldn't lose to a front runner because I would block angling. Unless they hit no stopping me off me, but yeah. I think I would rather run 2 pace runaway. I just don't have the runaway. I play Gold Chip because I love her. Yeah, maybe. I have put Gold Chip in more CMs than I have put Haru. Did I bar? No, I just have I think like 1060 Sam on her. I'm praying off. I'm on 1 recovery skill proc because I don't think she'd win otherwise. Or 1080, 1081. Like if I had to, you'd have to drop like 3 mid race. Or I guess I'd have to drop Professor of Curvature and like 1 other white for relax. Is it relax? Whatever the be still, be ready, readiness, stillness, whatever. The second, like dropping the two mid race for another recovery, I just don't think would allow her to win. Mainly because, like, I think that she just loses to a Gold Chip without the mid race skills to like stay in contention. If you ever make Gold Chip IRL, you'll show him all the trophies. Have I only won with Gold Chip? Wait, no. I won 1 CM with Ogre. Do I even still have that Ogre? I don't even know if I do. Yeah, I won 1 CM with this Ogre. Yeah. But I would say, like, this is around what you want on the 2000 meter. Except without, like, the recovery skills. Like, you can probably get away without the recovery skills. Yeah, no, Rob Roy sucks. Like, I don't think it's worth getting that extra recovery skill. I think you just have to gamble on 1 recovery. Unless you're, like, trying to raise the win rate of that one Uma, and like sure, 2 recoveries is more consistent. But I think the card isn't that strong. I wonder if anyone's gonna pull on the Top Gun card. Where is it? Top Gun speed. Oh, that comes out with Ogre. Yeah, I think Top Gun's really strong. Very, very similar power level to Kita-sen. Where is it? Compare. Top Gun. It's just her like where's her skill? Like obviously, oh, shoot. Obviously, Restless is only for front runners, and you know having Professor of Curvature is a little bit better. No, yeah, Pump is really bad. Pump is really bad. I think I had Pump on like one of these Bryans, and like I never saw it proc, or every time it procced, it just loses. It was just like not worth it. Yeah, I have Pump here. I just like never saw it be useful. Need a fast learn in 1900 SP summer special. You missed the long S. Yeah, long S is really good for consistency. Like obviously you can still lose to if you don't proc No Stopping Me and a long A procs it, like you'll lose to it. But in terms of like consistency, long S is really good. Yeah, I mean Top Gun's really good, right? Like speed power bonus, less training effectiveness, less friendship gauge though. But 80 to 100. You trade 10 friendship gauge, 10% training effectiveness for a speed bonus, and 20% mood's pretty bad. But really high specialty prio. It's just like I don't know. It's just not that highly rated because it gives you Moxie or Restless. And it's like, I mean, it's nice as a recovery skill for some mediums, I guess. But it's just has a hard time fitting in because, you know, 5% race bonus makes it a little harder during Mant. Like, I mean, I guess you don't have to grab a recovery skill for like a medium or a long with it. Randomly. It doesn't always give you it. She sometimes just takes energy from you. Gluing your run to one supported card event would be kind of sucks. Well, I guess you were kind of doing that with like Swinging Maestro. I don't know what the success rate on this card is. But a little awkward that it comes out with the Christmas stuff, right? I'm gonna be so sad. We're gonna be out of the Christmas mood when the Christmas stuff comes out. Okay, I'm gonna actually end my stream now. Thank you guys all for watching today. I don't think I'm gonna stream again. I don't know when I'm gonna stream again this week. Definitely not for the next 2 days, because I'm still busy. Saturday is like the last day. Or like Saturday I'm done with my project, so hopefully like I can try to like reliably stream, or like stream at a regular time. On a schedule is what I'm trying to say. And like do more. But anyways, yeah. Thank you guys all for watching today. Bye bye.